bro, like how much does what I put in my mouth affect the thing in my head, or like what I can do with my body, or like all those things? Is it like, oh, just because I was talking about it yesterday, because I was trying to promote you and stuff like that. I was like, and I was trying to compare like the things you put in your body to the grades of gas, and so like the 70, the 96 for the cheapest gas would be like McDonald's, and then I don't know, like super awesome gas that I will never be able to buy that should go in a Tesla, like the 100 or whatever, that is probably like your salads, your like all natural organic shit. Was that a good comparison, or like, tell me?
Yeah, I think so. I've sometimes used a similar analogy when we're talking about specific fuel substrates for particular tissue types, and that was probably like a big mouthful of fancy words. But
Tissue types.
what I would so just to talk about that point real quick is like, oh, your muscles. Whenever you're doing high intensity activity, you are predominantly relying on carbohydrate. Your muscles demand that as a fuel source. They want to change their body really quick. They're like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds like this. Oh, I want to be faster tomorrow. Everybody wants that instantaneous thing. And the unfortunate thing is tissue replacement takes considerable amount of time. So if you are
Did it say like 7 years something? You're a new person, like all your cells regenerate within like 7 years or something like that. It takes like years.
And that's positive, and that's kind of negative too, which means like, okay, I dropped the ball this last decade, right? I can do better. I can do better, right?
Better.
And then you can say, okay, this decade I can do better, and by 7 years I can be basically a brand new person. But at the same time, a lot of people are like, I don't want to commit to 7 years of good nutrition. That sounds hard. So it's both promising and somewhat discouraging at the same time. But you're absolutely true. And so slowly, if you took the next 7 years very seriously, your body would just be immediately better. And well, not immediately better, it'd be 7 years better.
7 years better, yeah.
Yeah, 7 years better. The downside to that is, depending on how old you are when you start this process, there is usually seen with aging just like a gradual decline. So if you had trash diet and you're in your mid years, and so you're going to see a little bit of a decline, but then you might see a little bit of an upcline because of the diet, and so maybe you're kind of even keel.
Interesting.
But yes, so the short answer is yes. Like input equals output. It's kind of like upgrading your computer one at a time. Definitely the right nutrients will be used, and your body's going to use whatever's around